guys, welcome back to the Rose Corner YouTube channel. Welcome back to you all. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. It's your boy Rose here on the Rose Corner YouTube channel. Hope you guys are doing well. I know it has been a while. But I'm back. I'm back. All right, welcome back to the Rose Corner YouTube channel, ladies and gentlemen. And so we're going to talk about some things today. Ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to talk about the current state of the presidential race in the United States between the Vice President, Kamala Harris, and the former president who's running back for a second term, Donald Trump. So just a quick recap here, ladies and gentlemen. In June, my friend and I, Mr. Robinson, we did a video on the Rose Corner at the time on the state of the presidential race between President Joe Biden and Donald Trump. And at the time, Trump was narrowly leading Joe Biden. So what happened since? And I think we did that video sometime in June of this, right? Sometime in June it was. So what happened since June in relation to the presidential race? There was a debate, the first presidential debate, which was held on June 27th between President Biden and Donald Trump. We could have described it as a train wreck. But that's what the debate was. It was a terrible performance by President Joe Biden. And after the debate, Democrat stalwarts within the party realized that their chances were minimal and that Biden was no longer fit to lead them into a general election against Donald Trump after they saw his poor performance at the first presidential debate. Fast forward from June 27th, Kamala Harris, Vice President, was ushered in and was nominated as the Democratic Party leader for President of the United States at the Democratic National Convention, which was held in Chicago on August 19th, right? So the presidential race is now between Kamala Harris and Donald J. Trump. And in the latest reports here, Harris is currently ahead of Trump nationally. And we're going to go back and look at the polls between Biden and Trump shortly. But I got to tell you guys, the numbers right now are very similar to the numbers between Biden and Trump. Trump and Harris, they're close. It's going to be a very close election in the United States. A very, very close election, right? And we can see here at the poll that we're seeing here on the screen currently, it shows you just how close the race is. Even though Kamala Harris is leading, by 2%. It's a very small lead for Kamala Harris. It's a lead, but it is a very small lead currently as we are recording this video. Now, these were what the numbers looked like just back in June between Donald Trump and Joe Biden, right? So Joe Biden was at 51%. Donald Trump was at 49%. That was the national poll back in June before the debate. And before the debate as well, before the first debate between Joe Biden and Donald Trump, these were the numbers. In the state of Wisconsin, there was a tie. There was an initial tie between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. So it shows you, ladies and gentlemen, how competitive the race was and still is up to this day. Now we're going to look at some current numbers state by state right now. So in the state of North Carolina, a very big state in terms of clinching victory in the US election. Trump is up by 1 in North Carolina. In the state of Arizona, Trump is up by 1. In Nevada, Harris is up by 1. In Georgia, and Georgia was a surprise state in the 2020 election. Joe Biden won Georgia. Trump is up by 1. Pennsylvania, a very important state. Harris is up by 2. Wisconsin, remember I just showed you the poll between Biden and Trump before the first debate. They were tied in Wisconsin, 49-49. Now Harris is leading by 2 in Wisconsin. In Michigan, a very important state as well, Harris is leading by 3. So close. These numbers are encouraging for Harris. If you are on the Harris team, you'd say these numbers are encouraging, but they're small numbers, but they're close, right? So the United States use, as we know, an electoral college system, right? In which each state is given a number of votes, roughly in line with the size of its population. A total of 538 electoral college votes are up for grabs in this election. So to become president, Kamala Harris and Donald Trump, the first person who gets 270 out of the 538 electoral college votes will become the next president of the United States. So remember that, ladies and gentlemen. So as you look on the screen here, you see numbers beside the states. For North Carolina, 16, that's 16 electoral college votes. Arizona, 11, Nevada, 6, Georgia, 16, Pennsylvania, 19, Wisconsin, 10, and Michigan, 15. So every vote counts at this point. Every vote counts at this point, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this was a recent poll that was done by PBS News in the United States. And they asked persons who were polled in this poll, who are they supporting for the November presidential election? And you can see the respondents have made their choice clear. And I would say right now it is still too close to call which way the American people will go, right? 49% of the respondents said that they are supporting Kamala Harris. 48% said they're supporting Donald Trump. This poll tells us that this election is going to be close. This poll is going to be close without a doubt. Without a doubt, it's going to be close. It is going to be close, ladies and gentlemen. But you know what? We must remember, in 2016, there was another lady who was running for president. Her name is well known to the American people. Former Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton. And back then in 2016, all the polls had Hillary leading Trump massively. And all the pollsters predicted that Hillary would have defeated Donald Trump. And what did we witness in 2016? We saw a massive upset, a massive surprise. Donald Trump won and became president of the United States of America. And many persons said at the time that Hillary would have become the first female president. It did not happen because the American people did not want that at the time. This time around, the polls are not as they were in 2016 in some respects. And I say that to say the polls are not showing Kamala Harris leading massively like what they were showing for Hillary Clinton. I think this time the polls are a little bit more accurate as to what is taking place state by state and also on a national level. So I do believe that based on the numbers, these polls seems to be a little bit more accurate. And after what we have seen from 2016, all the polls said, oh, Hillary was going to win by a landslide. It never happened. So people are still cautious with polls, but these polls seem to be a bit more accurate. Right? So the long and short of the discussion today, ladies and gentlemen, what will the American people do? Yeah? What will the American people do? Election day in America is November 5th. It's a Tuesday. November 5th, 2024. Yes? And persons like myself and you all, or, you know, we have relatives, we have families in the States, you know, and persons on the outside, within the Caribbean, persons from Canada, persons within the Middle East, everyone who's watching this race to see what will be the outcome on November 5th. Who will be the president to continue after Joe Biden? And the question is down to the people of America. Will the American people on November 5th elect the first woman to become president? Or will the people choose a second term with Donald Trump? And that is what this election comes down to. After all the noise, after all the campaign meetings, after all the money that is being spent, it will come down to the decision of the American people. Which direction will they take? Is the American people ready for a female president to lead them into the future? That is the question that is left to be answered. Which way will the American people choose? And a lot of us within the Caribbean, Latin America, we would love for the American people to choose what we are hoping for, what many of us dream about. But let us not forget, ladies and gentlemen, that the American people have made history before. In 2008, the American people elected the first Black African-American president. And at the time, people said that would have never happened. Barack Obama. Will the American people make history again November 5th? Or will the American people say they're better off with Trump as president? At the end of the day, we can only speculate, we can only give our opinion, we can share our thoughts and intentions and hopes. But as I said, it comes down to the voters in America. Countries around the world have had female leaders. We have had our first female prime minister here in Jamaica. We have had the first female prime minister, Mia Mottley, as well in Barbados. We have had the first female chancellor, Angela Merkel, who recently retired last year from Germany. We have had many female prime ministers from the United Kingdom. America's never had a female president before. And so we will see what will be the outcome on November 5th. Share your thoughts down below in the comment section of what you hope to see happen in this election. And I want to thank you all so much for tuning in, for joining me on this discussion today.